Old Navy presents the Old Dominion 500, brought to you by Old Navy's Painter's Pants, the Handyman's Classic, by Autotrader.com, new or used, buying or selling. It's the ultimate in automotive classifieds. By Walmart, always low prices, always. And by McDonald's.
The smallest track on the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit, far from the easiest. It is the Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. 86,000 have bought every seat in the house to see the Old Dominion 500 presented on NBC by Old Navy. Pretty wild race. 7 different leaders have traded the lead 8 times, but the caution flag is waved 9 times. Tony Stewart, the big rally from back of the pack to the front. Championship leader's got himself in good position, but right now it's Ricky Craven that's setting the pace on a pretty long green flag run. Dave, what's Craven saying about his car?
Well, we'll check with his crew chief, Mike Beam, who made the comment that Ricky Craven was a secret to running Martinsville. Did he bring something to the team that he already knew, Mike?
Well, once Ricky raced for quite a few years. He always ran well here in the 41 car and the Hendricks car. So it just he just really runs well here. Likes a good short track driver. What he brought here was just a lot of heart. Yeah, but he tries very hard everywhere he goes. But he knows how bad we want to win here because it's just a lot of history here. Fortunate to win last year. So brought the same car, not the same setup, but it's working pretty good right now.
Same car, same driver. They hope same results.
Talked about a lot of history here. I saw a stat today. Oh, and the 11 car makes some contact with the 8 car, but meanwhile, Ricky Rudd, the 28, about to take a position away.
The 8 made the contact, BP.
8 made the contact with
28, got the spot.
The spot, okay.
We knew what you were trying to say, though.
I know.
Thank you.
He got excited.
Keep straight, yeah. Now let's see if there's some more contact here.
I saw a stat that 108th race at this racetrack for NASCAR Winston Cup cars. 108.
It was one of NASCAR's original tracks. It held the 6th ever NASCAR race, 1949.
Man.
Paved it for the 1956 season and started running 500-lap races here since then, twice a year.
Okay, Ricky Rudd is in 3rd. Everyone agree?
Got it, yes.
All right, there we go.
We're with you. And now Dale Jr. has got to hold off Tony Stewart for 4th spot. Tony Stewart can finish right where he's at. Even if he just finishes where he's at, that will be a huge sigh of relief for this team over what they must have felt this morning.
Yeah, but when you dangle that carrot out in front of Tony when he's that far up, I don't think he's just going to ride around.
Well, no, I wasn't saying that, but I mean, they'll, starting 31st at Martinsville, you said yourself.
Absolutely, that's the big accomplishment, getting through the field to where he's at Martinsville. How about it, Marty?
Well, Wally, I think what you're seeing is patient Tony right now. Remember, he has led his lap. He does have the 5 bonus points, and he's got a better car than where he's at right now. So I think he's kind of laying back, letting things develop in front of him as he tries to go under Dale Earnhardt Jr. into turn 1. He does want to get to the front, but I think he's kind of playing it safe right now.
We have now run more consecutive green flag laps in this segment of the race than at any other time all day. 90 laps since the leaders last pitted. Remember, some of the other cars toward the back part of the field, like Bill Elliott and so on, stopped at 2:57. Elliott, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Robbie Gordon, some of those guys. But the cars up front last stopped at 2:38.
And I've been watching Robbie Gordon. He has been slipping back. Matt, what has happened to the 31 car? Because he was strong earlier.
Wally, he had to pit back on lap 255. The reason the right front fender, which was supposed to be his friend, was pushed in so much, it was cutting into the right front tire. He was seeing smoke. Richard Chodris told me the tire would not have lasted much longer. They were hoping to get a caution 20 or 30 so laps after he pitted, so that way they could cycle to the front, but that hasn't happened, and he's lost a lap.
Well, by the looks of those fenders, he has no friends.
No, he's knocked all the friends off of those cars, yeah.
Tony Stewart trying to get that 4th spot away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. In the meantime, up front, Johnny Benson running 2nd and trying to chase down leader Ricky Craven through some of the lap traffic. Good race for Benson, Bill.
Yeah, just outstanding, Alan, and you talked about a little earlier what a disappointing season it had been for them. Twice, Johnny Benson has suffered broken ribs and separate crashes, had to sit it out for several races, had to watch from the sidelines, had to sleep in a recliner, had to have his mom drive him around, just like when he was back in elementary school. The guys on the team had a great time with that, as you might imagine. In fact, he went to lunch one day with his PR guy and a couple of guys from the shop, and his mom had to drive him, just like, you know, you were going to soccer practice or something. But they're very fired up. They've had a good run today. And earlier in this race, on lap 243, his crew chief, James Ince, said to Johnny Benson, be patient, take your time, and we might just do the unthinkable today.
What's the unthinkable? Win?
What do you think, you big dummy?
Well, I was saying win. Is that it?
Yeah, but you can't say that. As superstitious as these guys are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize
I thought it was maybe he was going to go home without his mother driving him.
Yeah.
Hey, if he wins this race, he'll be able to fly home without the plane.
Yeah. They have the label in golf, best player to never have won a major. Johnny Benson, certainly considered by many in the garage, best driver never to have won a Winston Cup race. A lot of folks thought that would have happened a few years ago at least. This team expected to finish in the top 10 in the championship this year. Driver points, Johnny Benson is 31st.
But he's missed, what, 3 or 4 races out with his rib injuries?
5
times.
Yep.
That'll hurt the point standings.
Yes, it will. Nothing hurting for Ricky Craven right now. Trying to make it back-to-back wins in the Old Dominion 500. 3:37 complete at Martinsville. Caution's out here in Martinsville. Old Navy presents the Old Dominion 500 on NBC. Jeremy Mayfield got sent for a spin in turn 1. He's driven away. And the caution all the leaders wanted to see to make those pit stops is here.
And here they come down pit road, led by Ricky Craven, Johnny Benson, Ricky Rudd. You see Jimmy Johnson moved into the 4th spot. Here they come, Matt.
And Benny, the 97 car with Kurt Busch is going to stop a little short. That way he has an easier exit. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. The car is tight. To Marty.
Remember, Tony Stewart had the right front fender damage. Now he's got a little left front fender damage to match it, but it shouldn't hurt the tire. It will not rub. Car's fine. Bill?
The great run continues for Johnny Benson. An air pressure adjustment in his tires just to try and improve the handle a little bit. Burns.
Ricky Craven's car shows damage, but for the leader, it's been smooth sailing. 4 tires, no changes. Crew finishes up. He leaves pit road.
Craven's out first. Benson will hold second.
How about Kurt Busch moved into 3rd? In comes Jimmy Johnson.
Bobby Labonte picked up some spots on that stop, too.
And Marty talked about fender damage, and we all the time talk about those fenders and what kind of friends they are for downforce. Watch these fenders on the 20 car in this little deal.
Yeah, he got in the middle of a sandwich.
Between 88 and the 8. The 8 it spun the 19 car of Jeremy Mayfield. And watch these cars as they come off the corner. And watch those front fenders and how much damage is sustained by Tony Stewart. So he has no downforce on those front fenders.
No.
That would be caution number 10 for the Old Dominion 500. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.